Hi everyone, we are the Group 6, and today's video we are going to discuss the development of situational awareness while using ECDIS and also discuss the importance in using overlay with ECDIS or Radar-Arpa and AIS. So the members of this pre-recorded report are Decadet Ramos, Decadet Rapesa, Decadet Recto, Decadet Sadili, Decadet Salandron, Decadet Sanseha, Decadet Sarita, Decadet Semblante, Decadet Villa, and yours truly, Decadet Villarosa. And without further ado, let's get started.
Good day everyone, I'm Decadet Ramos Johnson. So the first thing that we will be going to talk about is the development of situational awareness while using ICDIS. So as you guys know, situational awareness means knowing what's happening around you, where you are and where you are going. So an example of this, if a ship that didn't have situational awareness is the Ovid, which was grounded using ICDIS. In the old days, the navigation officer used to study the chart. So in ICDIS, you are required to not just do the route chart, but it has a facility to do, but you go down the track to check if there is nothing in the way.
In continuation, you need vertical separation and horizontal from danger. Need to know where that danger line is. This is also correlated to lattice navigation, which basically means nothing. In my early days, we were taking radar bearings and visual bearings and rangers from radar. It meant something, while the other one is parallel indexing, wherein which we talk about it at the Nautical Institute. We're getting a satellite fix, and now you can get a terrestrial fix as well, just to complement that.
In line with what Decadent Rapesa and Decadent Ramos discussed, the acronym COAST should be adopted. The first one is concentration. This implies vigilant watchkeepers showing courtesy and good seamanship towards other vessels. Then observation deals with the proper lookout at all available means, the foremost of which is looking out the window. The third one is anticipation. This talks about the decision cycle based on good observation and the lookout to maintain the situational awareness. Fourth would be space, which allows sufficient sea room to maneuver with freedom and amend any course of action. The last one is time, which determines that is time to execute the plan with ample time to react to involving situation. So basically, we should correlate navigational system in the aviation world. They talk about primary, secondary, and tertiary means of navigation. It could be inertial navigation, GPS, and beacon. In the maritime sector, unfortunately, we are going to put a second GPS sector just in case one break. In inclusion, we're really not building resilience in our correlation and we are not aviating properly.
Also, ICDIS can play an important role for developing and maintaining a high level of situational awareness by supporting appraisal, planning, execution, and monitoring phases of voyage planning. The goal of the work upon which this paper is based is to determine the attitudes of ICDIS trainees towards the effectiveness of the system to increase situational awareness during voyage execution and monitoring, and also in creating detailed and safe voyage plans. To gauge the soundness of the training, a survey is given at the beginning of the training period and again at the end of the training period. A statistical comparison of the two surveys enables a subjective determination of whether the provided training is indeed having the desired effect. Acceptance of tenants with these best practices as being an invaluable tool for increasing awareness of stationary and moving hazards to navigation that may threaten safe navigation.
The next topic that we will further discuss is all about the importance in using overlay with Radar-Arpa and EIS. The radar overlay feature of an ECDIS not only duplicates the radar itself, as some navigators know, but can also be used to verify the entire navigational system. The purpose of this article is to explain how this works. The radar ICDIS integration technologies include digital NMEA integration and radar processors. The former allows for input of target data into ICDIS provided the radar has ARPA. The latter allows analog digital transformation of the video signal from the radar and input of this signal into the ICDIS.
Hello, good day everyone. I am the cadet for Joseph Sancia. So today I will discuss the development, discuss the develop situation awareness while using ECDIS. So in addition, achieving ECDIS and data logging ECDIS storage and able to reproduce certain minimum elements required to reconstruct the navigation and verify the official database used during the previous 12 hours. The following data are recorded achieving ICDIS data and data logging. So number 1, a record of on ships, past track time, position, heading, and speed, and ENC, source, edition, date, sales, and updates history. Number 2 is records of the complete track for the entry voyage with time marks at intervals not exceeding 4 hours. Number 3, ICD should have the capability to preserve the record of the previous 12 hours and of the voyage track.
We also have a backup arrangement wherein adequate backup arrangements should be provided to ensure navigation in case of an ECDIS failure. Number 1. Facilities enabling a safe takeover of the ECDIS function should be provided to avoid an ECDIS failure developing into a critical situation. Number 2. A backup arrangement should be provided facilitating means for safe navigation of the remaining part of the voyage in case of an ECDIS failure. Route monitoring and collision avoidance can be assisted by ECDIS and Radar, either operating as a standalone workstations or as a component of a wider integrated navigation system or INS. The so-called radar and chart overlays are a key to capability of an INS. The purpose of the INS is to enhance safe navigation by integrating the different functions needed to avoid geographic, traffic, and environmental hazards. By combining and integrating radar and ECDIS functionalities, an INS helps the navigator not only in terms of route monitoring and collision avoidance, but also by enabling them to monitor the integrity of the navigation sensors on board. So now, let us explore how using different layers on the INS can added in value in 3 different scenarios.
The first one will be route monitoring on ECDIS with radar video layer. ECDIS route monitoring can be enhanced by adding a radar video layer as an underlay. This allows the navigator to compare at any point in time the actual exposed of part of a dry area or an isolated danger which uncover at low water with their position as shown on the electric navigational chart or ENC. On ECDIS, the ENC will always be displayed with priority over the radar layer. So, doing this will not affect the full ECDIS monitoring capability. The radar layer will also not obscure ENC features like coastline, awash rock, or dry area at lower water. Having the radar target echoes as an underlay to the ENC may also enhance the ECDIS route monitoring capability. This allows the navigator to consider actual traffic in planning in deviation from the planned track. By combining and integrating radar and ECDIS functionalities, and INS help the navigator not only in terms of route monitoring and collision avoidance, but also by enabling them to monitor the integrity of the navigation sensor.
Good day, everyone. I am the Cadet Jazavilla. So, collision avoidance on radar display with electronic nautical chart, layer, and plan track. The use of radar for collision avoidance can be enhanced by settings an electronic nautical chart layer with the plan track as an underlay on the radar. So this can boost the navigator's ability to evaluate options and make decisions based on the serum available. Be careful. The radar video may obscure electronic nautical chart features such as the charted coastline or an awash rock symbol.
So the next one is good practice. So there is no single best way to use navigation layers on radar displays and ECDIS. So in every situation, we will require to have dynamic adaptation to specific combinations of settings. However, there are some guiding principles to help you take advantage of navigation layers while operating an INS. So the first one would be actively monitor both ECDIS and radar displays with their respective radar, video, and ENC layers. Next would be customizing the ENC layer on radar displays, and also remember that information overload may compromise target detection and track for collision avoidance. Less is more. On a radar display, important ENC features may be covered by the radar video. This also means that you cannot use the ENCs underlaid on radar displays and to replace route monitoring on ECDIS. The next one would be actively monitoring the mismatch of between radar, video, and ENC layers that will help detect sensor bias and failures in good time. And we should always be ready to react to sensor failure by deactivating ENC layers on radar displays and by seamlessly transitioning to a manual positioning fixing on ECDIS. So those are the things that we've discussed about all about our topics. So I do hope that you So those are the things that we've discussed all about our topic regarding the situational awareness and the importance of overlay in using ECDIS. We hope that you learned something and you were enlightened from this video. Thank you for watching.